Chelsea are coming for two of Europe's most exciting wingers, and this could change everything. Let us be honest for a second. Chelsea have been busy, very busy. And if you have been following transfer news lately, you already know that the Blues are not just looking at one winger, they are looking at two. Two different players, two different clubs, two very different price tags, and both of them could genuinely transform how Chelsea play next season. We are talking about Magnus Akliouche from Monaco and Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig. One is 24, the other is just 19. One costs around £70 million. The other is valued at a massive €100 million. And Chelsea want both of them. So today, this piece is going to break everything down for you in a way that is clear, simple, and straight to the point. Who are these players? Why does Chelsea want them? What are the chances of these deals actually happening? And most importantly, what does this mean for the club going forward? Let us get into it. Who is Magnus Akliouche and why is everyone talking about him? If you have not been watching League One closely, you might be wondering who Akliouche even is. And that is completely fine. Not everyone follows Monaco. But here is the thing. The people who do watch Monaco closely have been saying for a while now that this kid is something special. Magnus Akliouche is 24 years old and plays as a right winger. He is French and he is a full French international, which already tells you a lot about his quality. You do not just walk into the French national team. That is one of the most competitive squads in world football. Players like Kylian Mbappe, Antoine Griezmann, Marcus Thuram, these are the kind of players Akliouche is being measured against for a national team spot. And the fact that he has earned call-ups says a lot. At Monaco, he has been one of the standout performers over the past couple of seasons. He is quick, direct, and has the kind of technical ability that makes defenders uncomfortable. He likes to drive at people, take them on 1-versus-1, and either cut inside to shoot or play a key pass. He is not the type of winger who just hugs the touchline and crosses the ball. He is a threat in multiple ways, and that versatility is exactly what modern football demands. Now, here is where it gets interesting for Chelsea fans. According to the latest reports, Chelsea have registered an official interest in signing him. That is a significant step. It means this is not just gossip or speculation. The club is genuinely exploring the possibility of bringing him to Stamford Bridge. Monaco, for their part, would ideally prefer to keep him. That makes sense. He is one of their best players, and losing a player of his quality is never easy for any club. But there is a price that could make them think twice. Reports suggest that an offer of around £60 million would seriously challenge Monaco's resolve to hold on to him. Compare that to the listed asking price of £70 million, and you can see there is a small gap to bridge. But in today's football transfer market, £10 million is not an impossible difference to overcome, especially for a club like Chelsea, who have shown time and again that they are willing to spend when they believe in a target. But here is the thing that every Chelsea fan needs to pay attention to. Chelsea are not the only club interested in Akliouche, not even close. According to transfer insider Graham Bailey from Team Talk, both Manchester United and Liverpool have already added him to their shortlists. On top of that, Tottenham, Newcastle and Arsenal are also said to be keeping a close eye on him. So the question is simple. Is Chelsea serious enough to move first and move fast? Because if they wait too long, another Premier League club could swoop in and take him. Do you think Chelsea should prioritise Akliouche over other targets this summer? That is something worth thinking about. The Yan Diomande story is even more incredible. Now let us talk about Yan Diomande, because honestly this story is even more fascinating than the Akliouche one. And that is saying something. Diomande is 19 years old. Let that sink in for a moment. 19 years old, playing for RB Leipzig, one of the most competitive and well-run clubs in German football. in the Bundesliga, which is a league full of quality, and he is being linked with a move worth 100 million euros. 100 million euros for a 19-year-old. That is not a figure that clubs throw around casually. That tells you exactly how highly rated this young man is. And when you watch him play, you begin to understand why. Diomande operates on the left wing. He is explosive, technically gifted, and has what many describe as a natural talent that you simply cannot teach, the kind of talent that coaches dream about. He gets into positions that cause problems for defenders, and he has the quality to make something happen once he is in those positions. Now, here is something really interesting. Diomande himself has spoken publicly about the transfer rumours surrounding him. He said that hearing about big clubs like PSG, Chelsea, Liverpool and others being interested in him actually gives him more strength and motivation to work harder. He also said that right now he is at Leipzig and he is enjoying it. That statement is smart and mature for a 19-year-old. He is not running to the exit. He is not demanding a transfer. He is focused on his football. And yet, the fact that he acknowledged those clubs by name tells you something too. He knows the interest is real. He knows the opportunity could come, and he is keeping himself sharp. Now, this is where Chelsea's position becomes very clear. According to Goal.com, Barcelona made inquiries about Diomande's situation. That already tells you the level of clubs competing for this player. Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world. And what happened? Barcelona were essentially told that their chances of signing him are almost non-existent right now. Why? Because Chelsea is prepared to pay sums exceeding 60 million euros to sign him. Think about that for a second. Barcelona came calling and were effectively priced out or pushed aside because Chelsea is willing to go above and beyond financially. That is a powerful statement. That tells you this is not a casual interest. Chelsea are serious about Diomande, properly serious. The asking price of 100 million euros is steep, no doubt about it. But given that Chelsea has shown willingness to spend over 60 million already, the door is open for negotiations. How far apart are the two sides? That is the key question. And it is one that the coming weeks will likely answer. But ask yourself this. If you are a Chelsea supporter, how excited would you be about signing a 19-year-old left winger who Barcelona also wanted? A player who is already at a top European club, already performing at a high level, and who has the potential to be a world-class player for the next decade or more. That kind of signing does not come around very often. Why Chelsea is going after two wingers at the same time? This is a question that probably crossed your mind when you first read about both of these players being linked. Why does Chelsea need two wingers? Is that not too many? Are there not other positions that need strengthening? These are fair questions, and they deserve honest answers. First of all, the two players play on different sides. Akliouche is a right winger. Diomande is a left winger. So they are not competing for the exact same position. They complement each other. If Chelsea were to sign both, they would essentially have a new attacking setup on both flanks. That is not wasteful. That is strategic. Second, Chelsea play a lot of games. The Premier League alone is 38 matches. Add the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and European competition, and you are looking at potentially 50 or more games in a season. To compete across all those fronts, you need depth. You need options. One injury to a key player should not destroy your entire season. Having quality on both wings means the manager always has good options available. Third, Chelsea's recruitment philosophy in recent years has been built around signing young players with high potential and long contract value. Akliouche at 24 and Diomande at 19 both fit that profile. They are not veterans coming to the end of their careers. They are players who are going to grow, develop, and potentially peak at Chelsea. That is a very different kind of investment compared to buying a 30-year-old for the same money. And fourth, this is just the kind of ambition that a club aiming for the very top needs to show. You cannot build a title-winning squad by being timid in the transfer market. You have to go and get the best players available. And right now, two of the most exciting wingers in European football are available, or at least potentially available. Chelsea are right to be interested in both. What these signings would mean for Chelsea's playing style. Let us think about this from a football perspective. How would Akliouche and Diomande actually fit into a Chelsea system? Akliouche on the right wing brings directness and creativity. He is the type of player who can beat his man and create opportunities from nothing. In a team that sometimes struggles to break down defensive opponents, having a player on the right who can simply take people on and create space is incredibly valuable. He also offers the option to come inside and combine with the number 10 or the striker, which gives the team more variety in attack. Diomande on the left wing brings pace, energy, and the unpredictability of a player who is still developing and discovering new parts of his game. At 19, defenders might think they know what he is going to do. But the truth is, even he is still figuring out the full range of his own abilities. That unpredictability is actually an asset. You cannot fully prepare for a player who is constantly evolving. Together, they would give Chelsea a very modern attacking wide setup. Both sides active, both sides dangerous. The opposition cannot just sit deep and defend one side. They have to worry about threats from everywhere. And here is something else worth considering. Both players are at an age where they would benefit enormously from working with a top-level manager and training alongside experienced Premier League players. Chelsea, despite the ups and downs of recent seasons, still has a squad full of international-level talent. Coming into that environment would help Akliouche and Diomande develop even faster. The competition for these players is real, and Chelsea cannot afford to sleep. This is probably the most urgent point of this entire piece, and it cannot be stressed enough. Akliouche has interest from Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, and Arsenal. That is 5 Premier League clubs plus Chelsea, 6 top-flight English clubs chasing the same player. The Premier League market is ruthless. Clubs move fast. Deals can happen in days. And Diomande had Barcelona interested. Barcelona. Even though their chances look slim right now, that club does not give up easily when they want a player. And there could be other clubs circling that we have not heard about yet. Chelsea must act with urgency if they are genuinely serious about both of these players. Sitting back and waiting for the right moment can sometimes mean waiting too long. The summer transfer window is competitive. Every day that passes is another day for a rival club to move ahead. The financial willingness is clearly there. Chelsea have shown they are prepared to spend big money on both targets. The key now is turning that financial readiness into actual completed deals. That means opening formal negotiations, agreeing personal terms with the players, and getting the paperwork done before someone else does. What would you do if you were the Chelsea sporting director right now? Would you go after Akliouche first or Diomande? Or would you try to push both deals over the line at the same time? The price tag. Question is complicated but not impossible. Let us be real about the money for a moment, because some supporters might look at these figures and feel nervous. £70 million for Akliouche, €100 million for Diomande. If both deals go through at or near those prices, you are looking at a combined outlay of somewhere around €170 million or more. That is a lot of money. But context matters here. This is the modern football transfer market. These are not extraordinary prices for players of this quality and age. Top wingers in their early to mid-20s with international pedigree and Champions League level ability consistently go for these kinds of fees. Look at what clubs have paid for similar profiles in recent windows. The market sets the price, not any one club. And for Chelsea, the important thing to consider is long-term value. Akliouche is 24. Diomande is 19. If Chelsea can sign these two players and get them on 5 or 6 year contracts, the cost spread over those years starts to look very reasonable. Football clubs are not just spending for this season, they are building for multiple seasons. A player who performs well over 5 years gives the club enormous value, even at a high initial price. The question of affordability is one that only the people inside the club can fully answer. But from the outside, everything we are seeing suggests Chelsea has the financial muscle to do both deals if they choose to. What the supporters are thinking right now, imagine being a Chelsea supporter right now and watching these stories develop. It is exciting, genuinely exciting. Two of the most talked about young wingers in European football, both potentially coming to your club in the same summer. That does not happen every transfer window. But there is also caution, right? Chelsea have been linked with many players over the years. Not every transfer story ends with a signing. Some deals fall apart, some players choose other clubs, some negotiations collapse over money. Supporters know this. They have been through it many times. So the mood is probably a mix of excitement and wait and see. The excitement comes from the quality of the targets. The caution comes from the experience of watching transfers come and go without completion. But here is something important to remember. The level of reporting on both Akliouche and Diomande is not casual gossip. These are reports from credible sources, transfer insiders with track records, Goal.com, which is a major reliable football outlet. These are not random rumors from unverified accounts. The reporting has substance. That does not guarantee the signings will happen, but it does mean the interest is real. And real interest from Chelsea, backed by serious financial commitment, gives these deals a genuine chance of going through. Looking at the bigger picture for Chelsea, if Chelsea manages to sign both Akliouche and Diomande this summer, what does it say about the direction of the club? It says Chelsea is building something, not patching holes, not buying players in panic. Building a coherent attacking unit with young talent on both wings. Players who are ready to contribute now, but who also have the ceiling to become even better. That is exactly the kind of recruitment that leads to sustained success. It also sends a message to the rest of the Premier League. Chelsea are not going away. Despite the difficult period the club has been through in recent seasons, the ambition has not faded. The financial commitment has not disappeared. The hunger to compete at the highest level is still very much there. For supporters who have been waiting for that moment when things really start to click, these two potential signings could be part of the turning point. The moment when you look at the squad and think, yes, this team can do something special. Of course, transfers alone do not win trophies. The players still have to perform. The team still has to function as a unit. The manager still has to get the tactics right. But having quality players is the foundation of everything, and both Akliouche and Diomande would add serious quality to this Chelsea squad. So let us end with the question that is probably in every Chelsea supporter's mind right now. Will Chelsea get both of them? And if they do, just how good can this attack become? Final thoughts. What a time to be a Chelsea supporter. Two of the most exciting young wingers in European football are being linked with a move to Stamford Bridge. One from Monaco, one from Leipzig. Both at different stages of their careers, both with enormous potential, both potentially coming to the same club. Akliouche brings experience, international pedigree, and proven quality at the highest level in French football. He is ready right now. He can walk into the Premier League and make an immediate impact. Diomande brings the kind of raw talent that only comes along rarely. At 19, playing at a top European club, attracting interest from Barcelona and Chelsea simultaneously, he is a generational type of prospect. Signing him would be one of the most exciting transfer coups Chelsea could pull off. Together, they would form something very special on the wings. And in a league as demanding and unforgiving as the Premier League, having that kind of quality out wide gives any team a genuine edge. The work now is in completing these deals, getting past Monaco and Leipzig, convincing the players that Chelsea is the right move, and doing it all before the competition catches up. It is going to be a fascinating summer. And if things go the way Chelsea are pushing for, it could be the beginning of something very exciting at Stamford Bridge. Stay locked in. This story is not finished yet.